what I can say is that right now there is already nobody who comes to anybody with anything. It's just what seems to be happening. It's just what seems to be happening. And what seems to be happening right now has got nothing to do with an individual, because an individual doesn't exist. It's just wholeness expressing itself as an individual. So there is no real individual who's going through any problem. So an individual may seem to have a free will, but in actual fact it doesn't have a free will because it doesn't exist. It's just wholeness. It may appear, what seems to be an individual may appear to take certain decision, to go through something, but that's wholeness doing that. There is no real individual, separate individual who's ever done anything.
Wholeness does it all, huh?
Exactly. So an individual, what seems to be an individual, cannot do anything about what seems to be happening. Because it's just imaginary. It's just an imagination. It's not even there. There's just wholeness appearing to be an individual. So there's no individual already.
No individual already.
There's no victim already. We can look right now and we may find that there's nobody there. And even the one who's looking can never be found. So there's nothing already. It's just a thought. And the thought is nothing because it cannot be found.
And it does nothing, you're right.
Yeah.
It just does nothing. I was going to say flies around my head, but it doesn't even do that.
Exactly.
I don't know where it comes from.
So where is it right now?
I don't know.
Where is the mind to wrap around the stories? That is wrapped around the stories. Where is it? Can you find it?
I don't know that either. No, I can't find it. The mind that's wrapped around the story.
So there's just what seems to be happening. And right now, this sitting on the chair, listening happening, thinking happening, it's got nothing to do with an individual. It doesn't happen to anybody. It's not happening for anybody. It's just what seems to be happening. So this what seems to be a session. It's not happening to anybody. It's just what seems to be happening. It's not personal. So there's nobody who's gaining anything here. There's nobody who's listening. There's already nobody who's searching already. So what's happening or what seems to be happening has got nothing to do with you. It's just what seems to be happening. And it doesn't really matter what's happening. This doesn't mind because it's not a human being. It's not an object. It's is formless and empty. And this right here, it's not doing anything. It's not waiting for anything to happen. It's just here by itself. It doesn't require any efforts. It doesn't require any practice. It doesn't require any searching, because it's already here. It can never be found, because it was never lost. It's always here. There's everything, yet it's nothing. It's not waiting, it's not expecting anything to happen. It's just here. And that's what you are. You have never been a character.
Everything you're saying is such good news, and yet there's something inside of me that is holding on.
Inside of who?
Inside of no one.
It doesn't require an answer, just to look inside of who.
Okay.
If there's looking happening, does that imply that there's somebody who's looking? Or it's just looking happening? Then if it feels that there's somebody who's looking, then who's looking? Who is that somebody? Then if the discovery is made that there is nothing looking, then who is making the discovery? Then that's one be found, and by whom? So there is nothing to be found, and there's already nothing looking. So there's nothing here. It's just everything. Everything is this. This cannot be known. Even what seems to be the knower is already the unknown. So the knower is just imaginary. There's no knower here. The knower and the stories, they're just an imagination. There's no knower and there's no story here. There are no stories already. There's just this. Nobody can know this because there's only this. Nobody can point to this because there's only this. This is all there is. Who is far from this? If there's only this, can there be someone who is far from this?
You caught me on this a lot already.
There's no distance to cover here.
No distance, no journey.
No journey. Because the one who wants to know this and become this is already not there. So there's no distance to cover. Because that one is imaginary.
That's
the one who wants to go into a journey. Because of that, that imagination that seems to appear in somebody. Sometimes an instruction may be given that don't do anything.
Don't do anything.
Yeah, just don't do anything. Do nothing. Just remain as you are. Yeah, because at times it seems as if there is an effort to know something, to discover something,
Yes.
to achieve something. So when an instruction is given that just do nothing, then yeah. It's not that it's given to somebody, it's just an instruction. It's just what's happening. Who's resisting? Who's the sufferer?
The character.
It appears that there's something that says, "Oh, I'm suffering. Oh, I need some help. Oh, I'm so tired. I'm so pissed now, right now." So, who's the sufferer? Who's the victim? And then if it's discovered that there's no sufferer, there's no victim, there's nothing there, then who's making the discovery? So it's always seen that there's nothing.
There's always nothing.
So it's no longer intellectual. It's just a plain seeing. It's just nothing. Because at times, this, when you say, when it's said that it's only this mentally, no, it's very weak.
Right.
But when there's a clear seeing, that even though there's nobody who's seeing, when there's a clear seeing, that it's very pure.
Yes,
It's
it
very
is.
clear.
Yes.
Yeah, rather than like when it's mental, then it's,
Right. It's
you know what I'm trying to.
yes, I do.
The stories are not there. There are no stories already. Yeah, that's just imaginary. And the one who seems to be the victim of the stories is already not there, cannot be found. So that's one too, is imaginary. If there's guilt happening, there's just guilt happening. It doesn't belong to anyone, because everything just is whole. It's already whole and complete. It's just wholeness. The guilt is just an appearance in wholeness.
An appearance in
And it's wholeness too. There are no different parts here. It's just everything is whole. It's just wholeness. Just everything. Everything talking. Everything keeping quiet. Everything sounding. Moving. It's just everything here.
Mm-hmm.
There are no separate parts. There are no fragments.
That would be quite something nice to meditate on, wholeness.
Yes. There is nobody who is trapped in that body. It's just spaciousness. It's just a dot that says, I'm trapped. I'm here. I'm in the body. It's a dot. It's imaginary. The good news is wholeness is wholeness expressing as that.
Yes.
It's wholeness expressing as that. It's not you.
Wow. What a I'm just thinking, my gosh, how could you get to this incredible place to really put all that aside and really see the truth and stay with the truth of wholeness? It's amazing. It's amazing.
You can't do it. Nobody can do it.
Nobody can do it.
And it's already happening for nobody.
It's already happening.
So the space, the sky, the whole space is yourself. It's your own self. And everything that seems to be in it is just you. We don't have a position. We don't have a center. There's no center already. There's no position. So the spaciousness cannot die, can never die, because it was never born. The space can never be destroyed. A huge explosion may seem to happen, but the space remains as it is. There may be chemicals in that space, but the space will never be affected. Toxic chemicals. Even when you pour water, the space can never be wet. So you are more like space and not an object.
More like space.
You are everywhere. You are everywhere. You are the limitless one. You have no limitation. You're not a human being. You're not an object. You're not the body. The body is just one of the appearances. When I say in you, I'm talking about this spaciousness, this aliveness. Not referring to the body.
It's the space that I am.
Yes. So the space doesn't have any limitation. It can never be limited by walls. It can never be limited by the states or by the continent, by the sea. The whole universe is within you. Nothing has ever happened to you, but everything is happening within you.
Nothing has ever happened to me, huh?
You're not a woman. You're not a man. You're not a person. So the wall is just beautiful. It's alive. The screen, the cell phone, the floor, the dust.
The cat.
But if it's viewed, it's just the dust. No, it's just the dust. And then,
A ghost, you said? It's a ghost?
then if it's viewed, it is viewed just as just simply a dust.
Dust, okay.
If it's viewed, it's just a label. You know, when you label it, it says a dust. then it seems it loses its aliveness.
Yes.
In a way, it seems as if it loses its aliveness.
Did you say?
But when it's seen as it is by no one, then it's beautiful. It's beautiful. There is no tree, there is no animal, there's no ground, there's no sky, there's no earth, and there are no planets, there's no universe. There's just this aliveness, spaciousness. There are no objects already. A cat, when you say it's a cat, that's just a label. It's not even a cat.
Right.
It's just this spaciousness. Wholeness. Everything. And a tree is not even a tree. And it is not doing anything. It's not trying to grow fruits. It's not trying to do anything. It's just there. As it is. As it is.
It is.
It's not looking for a rain. It's not looking for a sunlight. It's not waiting for anything. It's not waiting for any fireworks or special events to happen. It's just there. So there's no thinker of thoughts already. Thoughts may seem to appear, but then nobody's thinking thoughts.
Nobody is thinking thoughts. That's the big thing to
So,
get. Yeah.
yes. There can never be anyone who's attached to thoughts. They're just thoughts appearing. But the one who says, "Oh, I'm suffering because of these thoughts," is not there. It's imaginary. And thoughts are imaginary as well.
That's good news.
And there's already no you
It's already.
to know anything or become anything. It's just this. So any feeling or any sensation may seem to appear and disappear. But it's not appearing for anybody. It's not appearing to anybody. Because there's nobody here.